Welcome back to Indian Trace. I think what I like best about this is that I had sort of an idea to do something a little different. Every single artifact in here, and you can, follow, do the exact same thing. Choose 10 pieces that are specifically broken. You see, because they're not heartbreakers at all, they're absolutely stellar artifacts. They found a different home away from home, if you will. Many of you are familiar with the vase that I keep, full of heartbreakers. But I rarely, maybe once or twice, have taken the opportunity to focus on them, to actually look at them. They are Master's Trace. The trace of Masters. Just as important as what we call whole artifacts, what we call unbroken artifacts. What many times we get carried away coveting, which are completely whole artifacts. We all do in one way or another. But there is an inherent beauty, even if you don't have it all, if you didn't find it all. So I'm never upset if I find something like these. So let's take a look at them. If I can do this without getting interrupted. Just grabbed a handful, so let's check them out. Master's Trace. Look at this piece right here. Found at the Lookout. Low light. Should be snow coming in. Ice. How much? You don't know. Might not come at all. Because they don't have a perfect science down, that's for sure. Might not happen at all. That is Master's Trace. From Site 5E in the Lookout. Just put a little bit of honor on pieces that I have that are stellar, but they're broken. No big deal. Look at this piece. Found in Notchville. It is Master's Trace. It's a trace of a master, and you can tell a lot of times when you get a piece and you just absolutely know it was made by somebody who knew what they were doing. Just knew what they were doing. Unbelievable. Master's Trace. I love it. Why not? My natural eye looks so dark in here, but I think this is adjusting in light, so I might be able to get these to come in. Incredible piece right there. But they all are. I just grabbed a handful out. All of the ones that I have that are heartbreakers are just incredible. A couple pieces of sugar quartz like this. This was found at the easement. And since it's so resilient, give you an idea of how it's made, as close up as I can go. Just lay it out there and show you. And I think you'll agree with me that this is all absolutely Master's Trace, just the signature of a master that made them. Unbelievable. A very early piece that I found at Woodland. I mean to tell you, before I even knew it was a site, maybe. Many of these I just can't even imagine. I say to myself, I can't imagine if that was full. Inclusions in the quartz. Some sites put out quartz where it's good quality quartz, but it has inclusions in it. I mean, look at that piece, will you? masters made this stuff. My word. Another piece of sugar quartz right here from the Cascade. It is sort of chocolate coffee, I guess, color you'd call it. Light coffee with a lot of cream, I guess. This is an incredible piece. You could just tell by the way it's worked all around. So durable, this sugar quartz. The tips were there, they would just been hard to break, so that's just the way they were. Very difficult to break this stuff. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a slow when it's cold out there and everybody wants to come by and see some artifacts. We'll see. Look at this piece of quartz from Beaver Point. We're going to talk about masters. Master's trace right there. Just missing the ear. Crazy, right? And really, every single one of these I found, even though I saw it was broken or whatever, I was just overjoyed. Nothing taken away. I could just tell a master had been to work at these things and been to work with them. Look at this piece that I found at W Properties. I can't even imagine what that marble mount would have looked like. Thing of beauty, though. That was not half as loud as it sounded, you guys. I'm so close to it. Well, to this day, after about 5 years, I have not broken, chipped an artifact when it dropped or whatever. Hasn't happened yet. It could. I try to be careful, but that's just the way it is. Unbelievable, right? You can tell a master was at work here. And you have to just concede with me that that's master's trace right there. And crazy, right? How could it not be? Old breaks. Look at this piece of rhyolite. Site 4. What balance, right? So many times when I find something like this, I do not film it. I mean, you just make so many films, you're just like, well, what should I actually decide to film and what should I not? But these are so magnificent, I figured, let me just try to do a couple things to see how it goes over with some of the brokes that I found and maybe never really featured or honored on film. That is an incredible piece right there. Many of you who nap and have eyes to see it can see it. It's getting dark, but I think it's coming in. Incredible. 2 more pieces here. Look at these 2. Unbelievable. From the same general area in Site 4. This is from the Archaic. I just always really wondered what this piece would have looked like. It would have been awesome. Never found a quartz piece like it. You can see the serrations on it. Master's trace, right? I mean, you join me on that. You know what I'm talking about now. That's incredible. When you find it, it's just the same. You're just like, oh my word. What a great artifact. The last piece here, Site 4 as well. Piece of rhyolite. Old break. Master's trace. I remember this piece because when I found it, it really was just sticking up like that, and I was like, oh my goodness, because that's already 2 inches. It just couldn't be, I said to myself. Could have been, but look at the cortex on that. Crazy, but it was definitely a signature of the master's work. A master's work, I guess the master's work. It's God who gave him the creativity and ingenuity to know how to make this stuff. So all in all, I appreciate everybody tuning in to Indian Trace, and that was just a good relaxing video of showing you some up close and personals of what I consider master's trace. Without argument, right? Hope you bear this cold snap throughout the country. They come and go. It's just the way of the world. The world's going to get warmer. The world's going to get colder. It's just the way it works. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. Have a good one.